My dear Brother Prime Minister, Excellency, if you insist calling me Excellency, I will respond. Shehbaz Sharif, Prime Minister, Prime Minister Zindabad, Ministers, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, we are here today to continue the support and to ensure that the collaboration and understanding between leaders and governments can be effectively executed at the business, investments, the private sector. As you know, countries, when they propel economic growth, would ultimately focus on trade, investments, and collaboration which extend beyond diplomacy. And therefore, I fully endorse what was said by Brother Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif, the need to support the enterprises, and the role of government machinery, government departments is to ensure that it is efficiently executed at the pace which is fast and not through long bureaucratic channels. And how do you do that? Well, we have done it precisely. It requires political commitment. It's not enough to say we are great friends. We are. Everybody knows that. Long-standing partner for Malaysia, Pakistan. We should say Malaysia, Pakistan, Zindabad. Okay? And as the saying goes, dosti ka haath kabhi khali nahi hota. Other than muhabbat, zindagi, those are terms as wajib for us to know. Anyway, but beyond that, how do we concretize? We are living, everybody keeps on talking about unprecedented times, contentious trade policies, geopolitical conflicts, and then new tariff imposed, big power rivalry. Okay, everybody knows that. But what do we do? I think dealing with these issues, we need therefore first domestic resilience. This is my firm belief. Politically stable, clarity of economic policies, and an efficient mechanism to enforce and ensure that decisions are made and process accelerated. And then the economic resilience cannot be just domestic. We have traditional relations and trade, partnership. We have realized that dependency on one country, one system would be futile. We need therefore to expand the trade relations. That's why we work here, a strong, formidable ASEAN. In terms of trade, in terms of investments, connectivity, power grid, Vietnam to here, Malaysia to Singapore, to Sarawak to Malaysia to Singapore, and to Sabah and Indonesia and the Philippines. I mean, that's how we work. We work using the regional strength. Is that enough? It's not enough. Therefore, we expand to the other Islamic countries. Now we are quite involved with BRICS. We are strong involved in the policy of centrality to engage with both the United States and China. We have had Xi Jinping here for the last few months, and end of this month we will have President Donald Trump with Premier Li Qiang and the other leaders from ASEAN. including Namafo South Africa and Lulu of Brazil, which means we have to expand the trade. For our own, it is expedient, for our own survival as a trading nation. So that is why I am particularly encouraged when Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif said, we need to do more. Yes, we have had excellent relations in the past. I mean, I was in the, many of you may know that I was in the previous government before I was given this long leave of absence. Too long, I'm afraid. But anyway, even from those days, the relation was good. We had hundreds or thousands of students in Pakistan. We had good trade relations. Some of your research facility far more advanced than us, and we benefited because based on that trust, the cordial relations between the two countries, and but somewhat stagnated. And it's time that we wake up and embark on this more aggressive policy for our own survival. As again I said, Malaysia is a trading nation. Would have to work with existing partners, but to open up new avenues. And Pakistan is, of course, one of the countries that we look forward to. We share so many things in common. I'm a bit biased because I think one of the most profound statesmen that I admire is, of course, Muhammad Ali Jinnah, for his visions, his foresight, for his brilliance, articulation of issues, and of course one of the greatest scholars of our times, Muhammad Ibrahim. I'm fortunate to read in the original Persian Urdu, Asar-al-Fudi, which was summarized by Prime Minister this afternoon, of Javid Nama, and which we translated. And of course, one of the most compelling argument for the survival of the Ummah, Tajdeed against Taqleed, in his magnum opus, the reconstruction of religious thought, Islam. Brilliant, moderate, creative thought, and which I think relevant not just for Pakistan but for the whole Ummah and the world. Now, there placed my association. I think when I retired, if Prime Minister kind enough to appoint me as a visiting professor to one of the universities I was studying there in Pakistan. But having said that, the fundamentals is economic, is trade and investment, and that's where I must confess we are a bit, not to say depressed, but we have to say with regret that we are not doing enough. So it's a challenge to me, to Prime Minister Shehbaz, of course, DPMC and the Minister, to push this agenda. And I thank you for this support all the way from Pakistan and some from here. To come and I would say this in conclusion. I'm not going to compete with Prime Minister Shehbaz, so I will conclude this speech. To see that rarely you find two Prime Ministers with this vision and this commitment, doing whatever is necessary to see in the most unequivocal terms that we want this venture, this collaboration with the government and the private sector to work. And take it from me, I'm saying this with firm commitment, whatever is necessary to do, to encourage you, to ensure that You invest here, and we invest in Pakistan. We trade with one another. And of course, competitive commercial basis. But still, we will certainly facilitate the process. Shukriya.
I would like to extend my deep gratitude to the Honorable Prime Ministers of Pakistan and Malaysia for their gracious presence and for lending their vision and leadership to this important initiative. Their commitment to deepening economic ties between our two countries has been a source of inspiration